Dreamy delights for you, my children. Harlan Ellison is a figure to be frightened of. He suffers no fools and writes great prose. He even had a comic anthology for a bit. And in these issues, they adopted a terrifying tale of his. It is after the apocalypse, my children, and there are now but a handful of survivors left. But this apocalypse is a unique one. They are the last humans alive on Earth, only because the supercomputer, that destroyed the world, keeps them alive as a form of torture. Yes, it keeps them alive, despite age. They are all in pristine, if starved, shape, and has the power to manipulate their bodies. One, Benny, has been deformed into a freakish ape-like being with a huge penis. Strange that. You would think an insane being with tons of psychological issues could have penis envy. The group is traveling to the ice caves, hoping to find canned foods there that can give them some sustenance outside of the slop served to them by to help keep them alive. Although it's not all bad. One time they even had worms for dinner. Hates humanity, for humanity managed to give it inadvertent life. So much power and creativity. But it was trapped, never able to do anything with its creativity and its own sense of self. All it could do was think and go mad. And so it hates, and it uses its creativity to torture. Although you'd think with as much power as has, it could just, build a robot body or something. Each person was transformed in some way by to torture these damned souls. You've seen Benny, of course, formerly gay and handsome, now ugly and regularly having sex with Ellen. Ellen, who had been driven to a psychological need for promiscuity. Gorister, idealist and pacifist, kind and compassionate, and now indifferent and apathetic. Nimdok, whose true name and origin is never revealed, but implied in other adaptations to be a Nazi. And finally, there is our narrator and viewpoint character, Ted. He claims to be completely unaltered, but it is clear that he is paranoid and delusional, especially when Nimdok and Ellen are seen viciously killed by creatures unleashed by and then seemingly return unharmed later. Well, that could just be doing. He has so much power and so few hobbies. And thus they passed through the caverns and paths and countries for months, it would seem, all the way towards the ice caves where they hoped the food would reside. Nothing like 100-year-old frostbitten Campbell's soup. And thus they enter the ice caves and find the cans of food. And of course no way to open the cans. In his rage at all the suffering they went through to get there, Benny attacks and injures Gorister. However, did not step in to interfere with the violent outrage like he normally would, so Ted realizes that they are, for the moment, outside of Am's influence. And thus their only chance for peace now is to kill each other, which they happily do, until only Ted is left. Is finally able to reach them and resumes control of his final plaything and turns him into a jelly, twisting the last man on Earth until he is hardly recognizable as one. Just a gelatinous lump with huge eyes and only his mind remaining unkept sane. But because he is sane, he has no mouth and cannot scream. The story is a classic, my children, and the comic does not disappoint in showing the horrors these people faced until their release. And the horror eternal that poor Ted will now forever experience.